I have 25 minutes.
Yeah.
25, okay. Good morning. As I think the main theme running through today's forum is innovation, I put down several innovative business models in my slides. So that's the first point that I want to stress through my presentation. The second point, which was in my mind during preparation, was I intentionally picked up the Korean media industry because I thought the Korean media industry has more potential for future growth and maybe best fitted for the theme of the sustainable growth, for my presentation. So please join me with that kind of points that I put in my slides. Okay, the next one, please. Okay, thank you. The first slide is not a unique one. It's maybe a very common slide, which you can find in every material describing Korean situation. We know that Korea is ranked as in the world-class internet infrastructure, released by any statistics, including United Nations or other major research companies. But I think more than the high percentage of the internet linkage, Korea is very strong, especially with the FTTH, higher than 50 megabytes Bps. For your reference, the UK recently announced that their ambitious plan, entitled Great Digital Britain, in the Great Digital Britain plan, they promised to spread out 4 megabps for every household in the UK by 2012. But currently speaking, more than 63% of the Korean households are hooked up with, higher than 50 megabytes. So very impressive one. But more than that kind of, high-speed broadband, one of the frequently asked questions by foreigners is that why and how come Korea decide to invest in internet infrastructure, even from early 80s. My research institute, KISDI, has a very extensive expertise and knowledge in training developing countries' people in association with the World Bank from 2001. I think more than 80 countries' people visited our research institute and got training, got education for ICT in collaboration with business companies and the research institute. So I used to cite one statistics, as an answer to those questions. In 1980, Korean government decided to invest about at least more than 2% of the GDP for network infrastructure at that time. For your reference, about 0.5% was the average for network investment among OECD countries. So at least 4 or 5 times more investment was made. So very active investment supported by government pilot project has been a typical example of, for the pioneers. And as a result of that kind of investment, we know that we have very diversified platform for delivering, very traffic or contents, whatever. In addition to terrestrial TVs, Korean TV penetration rate is also very impressive. Around 80% of Korean people are hooked up to cable network. It's definitely higher than any number in advanced countries. And also, we are very proud that around more than 3 million subscribers are currently enjoying digitalized cable networks. It's maybe a good story, but we already know that there is not a good story also, because the subscription fee is not higher to guarantee the good quality of contents. But we will talk about that later. And also, we are proud that some interesting platforms, including satellite TV and mobile DMB. Especially the mobile DMB is a very interesting business model we can talk about, because we have two different types of DMB. One is a terrestrial DMB, and then the other is a satellite DMB. But we can say with caution that it's not the best business model we can teach to other countries, because terrestrial DMB is a service done by incumbent terrestrial big companies. So it was utilized as another window for delivering their already produced TV programs. So the TV advertisers have no incentives to utilize that kind of a new window. So I said that the free TV services mostly play the programs, so it's not an interesting business model. Satellite DMB may be not such a pessimistic one, because it is initiated by telcos, but they had a problem of overcoming a tough regulation imposed by the Korea Broadcasting Act. It has to pass through the tough regulations, the Korean Broadcasting Act. So currently speaking, satellite DMB has not been so successful as a business model. But those trials can be born only in Korea, utilizing the high broadband, the well-equipped infrastructure in Korea. IPTV service. Yes, we have IPTV services supported by a special act, IPTV Act. And currently speaking, more than 2 million Korean people are enjoying the IPTV services as a new one. And those IPTV services are provided by Korean telcos, including KT. But when we talk about the business model, we can say more about the open IPTV model. Open IPTV model literally means that anyone can open broadcasting company, can be an owner, can be a broadcaster, like our political leader Kim displayed in the smartphone. But to be a successful model under the umbrella of the open IPTV, we have to have more content providers, packing with that open IPTV. So that's still a trial business model so far. Vibro, yes, that's the technology that we can have a strong pride especially to developing countries where the installation of the wired network costs so much. So Vibro can be a good business alternative, to spread the internet. It's a technology, first developed and commercialized by Korea, and we may have, another mobile operator utilizing Vibro technology probably soon. Media access pattern. We have a very had recent statistics, showing that the Korean society definitely moved to TV and internet era, free from or far from traditional media like radio and newspapers. because in the statistics it shows that Korean people spend most of their time in TV, and the next one is internet for getting news and for getting outside entertainment, etc. This diagram shows also very interesting phenomena in Korean society, because even after the business hours, mobile web never never rests or never sleeps. So to the mind of the advertisers, mobile web may be the best one for targeting or for maximizing their investment. So PC web or the traditional internet device is declining comparing with the mobile web in Korea. Okay, the first, not exactly innovative, but very, in some sense innovative, comparing with the traditional business model, is that the open IPTV concept, as I briefly mentioned. In 2010, KT and other telcos introduced the open business model for IPTV. Before that time, we can say that it was a closed business model or walled garden IPTV concept. In other words, to be a content provider, the business company should get through the entry barrier, should attain the approval from the government. So only a limited number of channels were successful in providing their contents to through telcos. But the open IPTV literally guarantees any user can upload and download TV contents applications and can operate and own a broadcasting company, or exactly speaking, broadcasting channel, as long as they have an IP address. So even they can interact and share, buy and sell with each other for open IPTV business model. But as I briefly mentioned, to be a really successful business model, we need more and more TV apps for that open market. But the interesting implication for that open IPTV is that TV telcos are targeting for the multi-screen strategy, utilizing the smartphone, IPTV, or even TV. So it's just integrated as just a window of their showing their contents. The second example.